Good morning. Welcome to Morning Call for Monday, the 11th of March, 2019. I'm sorry I'm a bit late this morning. It's been already pretty busy. Also, during the intro of this, I pushed some wrong buttons and made things break. Well, it's a wonderful start to the week, isn't it? Anyway, let's get you informed here with the tech news. There's quite a bit that happened over the weekend, so let's try to catch you up on that. First, a bit of coffee, of course. Probably louder. People are saying louder. I'm not loud enough. Why am I not loud enough? Hello? Should be loud enough. Maybe you need to turn the knobs on your end there, Jonathan. My meter actually looks quite good, so I'm hoping this is good. Hoping you can hear me. Anyway, probably the biggest news. It's probably, yeah, it might be a bit low actually now that you're saying that. Why is that? Why is that? Let me just see if I can fix this. I'm sorry, everybody. It's this kind of stuff happens, and now I have to find the right sound setting in Windows, which is annoying. I'll get you into the tech news in a second. There, just need to find the right. Where? No, that's wrong. It's not the sound mixer. Is it here? I don't know. See what you've done. You've made me second guess everything. Right. I don't know. Can't make it louder at the moment. Probably maybe I could turn it up here. I have so many buttons. That's gonna distort it. That's not gonna make it better. That's actually made it worse. What's going on? Hello. Okay, I'll leave it like this. I can't. You're always a bit quieter than other stuff. Okay, yeah, I'm trying to not blow your ears out there. I also like recording a podcast at the same time. It's doing a live stream. It's actually not that uninvolved. Anyway, let's do this. I can talk louder. So the biggest tech news over the weekend is that Elizabeth Warren, I guess she's kind of like presidential candidate, except they haven't really been announced, but she's one of the people. She's a Democrat. She's one of the people we know will be running in the next election, I guess. And she has said if I become president, I'm gonna smash apart, break up Amazon, Google, and Facebook. And also she later said she won't exclude Apple in that. 67 Mistake Note says, have a study day today so I can watch you live. Hello, welcome, and hooray for study days. Yeah, so her plan is to kind of break up the big tech companies in the US. I guess she has said that any company with a yearly income more than 25 billion US dollars. She's saying just the tech companies have too much power. Something needs to be done about this. And so people weren't sure if she also means Apple, and then she clarified, yes, Apple. Also, like that, she wants to. So she basically wants to take these companies apart, and I don't know. It reads kind of weird. She says there needs to be like a company for like the tech side, running the servers, and one for the content. And Apple needs to be separated from the App Store. So I guess that Apple still makes the hardware, but like another company, like a part of Apple that becomes its own company, will then run the App Store. I have several. I don't know how she thinks this is going to work. I don't know if she knows how like tech companies work. How you actually make a site like Facebook. I don't think you can. I don't think you can just like separate the content from the engineering that's going on. I mean, I guess you could, but it wouldn't be like the same company. It wouldn't work the same way. It wouldn't be as agile. I don't know how the two companies that would do that would like work together. It's a bit weird. I mean, yes, Google, like Alphabet, has a lot of companies, and I mean they have a lot of stuff that belongs to them. But on the other hand, I'm not. I'm right. I don't actually think she has a plan how you would take these companies apart. It's like the thing she wrote certainly wasn't as detailed, and so if you want to read more about this, the Register has a very long story about this, where they also go into how the fines are going to work. She says she's going to look at something like the GDPR, where it's like a percentage of annual revenue for fines if companies don't do it. And then, as the Register says, the two big questions are: is it needed, and what is the best way to achieve it? I mean, is it needed? I think that's just the political argument. I don't understand why, if you want to run for US, I mean, the US only has two industries left, right? They have weapons manufacturing and the military complex, basically military industry, and they have innovation in technology. And I'm not sure like kneecapping one of those two industries is a good idea if you're an American president. Also, I think this, like the military side of it, depends more and more on the tech innovation part. I guess this would be great for Europe. We've been struggling for years and have no chance of catching up with the US, where like tech stuff is concerned. Now, if you basically smash apart the like 3 or 4 biggest US tech companies, I guess that would be great for Europe. For the European tech sector. I mean, there's an argument to be done, to be had if if they have too much power, if they should be taken apart. I don't think that's I'm not necessarily against that part. I'm just thinking, like, from a realpolitik standpoint, like if you're American president, why would you want to do this? Isn't this a terrible idea? Like, and then how would you do it? Like, how would you take the companies apart? And don't you even have enough like leverage to do that? Don't they already have too much power? Don't you think like the other parties would, or the other party in the US case would be like against that? It seems widely unrealistic, but that it's even on the table tells you something. That they're even considering this, I guess, means that also not only in Europe but also in America there's more criticism of these big tech companies and all the data they have. So I guess that's a good thing. This is a story we'll definitely keep an eye on. This will develop. Although I'm not quite sure she kind of like torpedoed her own chances to become president with this. That's the other thing, because I mean, she's a Democrat, and you're like, one of your main like voter areas is like California, where all these tech companies are, and they're not gonna like this. I mean, I guess they're still supporting the Democrats, but I guess they will try to support whoever is running against her. I'm not quite sure that was such a smart move, but we'll see. Talking about stupid policies, I've reported on Article 13, of course, and the EU copyright reform, and Wikipedia in Germany is gonna turn itself off for a day on the 23rd, I think. No, on the 21st of March. Wikipedia in Germany is gonna turn itself off. So if you're in Germany,
Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.
Thank you, Flash. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate it very much. Really cool. Yeah, this is all. This is another thing I forgot to mention because of the loudness confusion at the beginning here. We now have, or I have, 99 followers, which is pretty cool. So I'm almost up to 100 followers, which would be good. I guess I should have promised something for that, but I wasn't prepared enough, I guess. But really cool. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the sub, and yeah, one more follower, and I'm at 100. Yeah. So if you're in Germany, and what is that next week? That 21st is Thursday next week. Yeah, just better be prepared to have no access to Wikipedia, or just go to the English Wikipedia, I guess. That's a pretty big move, but I guess these upload filter bullshit is a big problem for Wikipedia, because I mean, they would have to check all the content people are uploading, and I guess with text it's even harder than with like images or video, because images usually get shared verbatim, right? So you can do a hash and you're like, okay, that's that image. But with text, it's like even the copyright rules surrounding how much text you're allowed to copy are extremely vague, even for humans. Crickle says so on March 22nd, nobody will have done their homework. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to be the case in school. So back to America with some news. Chelsea Manning is back in jail, apparently. So Chelsea Manning, the army analyst who was jailed for whistleblowing, then pardoned by Obama, now back in jail because there is a grand jury in Virginia, apparently. That I don't really know what the case is, but it's about like WikiLeaks, and I guess they had her as a it sounds like it sounds like she was there as I can't remember what, Jesus Christ, what's this is a morning where I can't remember random English words, and I have to look them up now because I only can remember the German word. Witness. She was there as a witness. I couldn't remember God. I think I know what it is. Tonight something fell over in our bedroom, and like it's like 3:00 at night, right? I'm in REM sleep, and like this just planned. We have some plan. Doesn't matter, but it just like falls over and whacks me, and I wake up I'm like, whoa, shit, somebody's breaking in, and I guess that's still throwing me off a little bit. Anyway, so I guess she was a witness in this case, and there were like, we don't really know because it's a grand jury. It's not, the case isn't public. And they're basically investigating WikiLeaks, and I guess they were asking her questions, and she wasn't prepared to answer.
New follower.
So now she's being held in another English word I can't guess. She's holding contempt of court, I guess, because she wouldn't answer, and I don't know. You're thinking, like, if you're Chelsea Manning, isn't it time to leave the US to, like, emigrate somewhere, because they keep throwing her in jail? You think, like, it was over when Obama pardoned her, but it's like, what the hell's going on here? She apparently said before that she wasn't gonna testify, and because, I mean, you could understand. She's basically saying, I have, like, solidarity for the people who are protecting whistleblowers and activists, and I have my principles, and I went to jail for them, and I will accept whatever you will throw at me. So they threw her back in jail. Just seems crazy to me. Maybe you should take your principles somewhere else. I guess the US isn't. I mean, I say that, but then on the other hand, it's remarkable that she's fighting for it. And I guess if it's such a bad situation in the US, there's good reasons for staying there and fighting. But Flash says no pardon was necessary. She did nothing wrong. Well, she was convicted, and she was serving a 35-year jail sentence. And without the pardon, she'd still be in jail. So I guess it's one thing to say, you and me, to say she did nothing wrong. That is up for debate. But when a court says she did, that's, yeah, that's just, that's how the court system works. Jonathan MH says that's a hell of a bullet to take for your country. Yeah, it is. And she, from what one can tell, she keeps taking the bullets. So respect. But I can't. I can't even appreciate why you would do that. It's pretty crazy. I mean, to me, it's clear that in the US, in the collective consciousness of society, I guess, I don't know even how we'd say that, national security or national interests are valued more than personal freedoms and stuff like whistleblowing. And I guess that's just like how the country is run. That, there's nothing you can do about that except leave the bloody country or go to jail, I guess. But before we get into too much of an ethics discussion here, there's news that Citrix apparently has been hacked. So the networking company, I guess, mostly known for remote desktop business stuff. And apparently they're saying there were Iranian hackers, and they stole more than 6 terabytes of emails, documents, internal secrets. Yeah, apparently it was the Iranian-based Iridium hacker gang. Although, I mean, let's just read this from the register. According to the little-known InfoSec firm Re Security, which claimed it had early alerted the feds and Citrix to the cyber intrusion, at least 6 terabytes of sensitive internal files were swiped from the US corporation by Iranian-backed Iridium hacker gang. The spies hit in December and Monday this week, we're told, lifting emails, blueprints, and other documents. The hackers have ways to bypass multi-factor login systems to slip into private networks, it's claimed. Yeah, you'd think Citrix would be able to secure its network, because that's kind of business kind of based on that. I don't know. Well, I'm not saying this hack didn't happen. All I'm saying is I don't know why with these things, it always seems like they pick somebody who's convenient. It's like this time it's the Iranians, and like if you're the company that got hacked, it makes it sound so much more glamorous, and I guess it elicits people's understanding when you say, "Oh, it's a nation state and it's an enemy of our country." Sounds much better than like a 15-year-old script kiddie in his mom's basement, which is often what happens. Yeah. So, I mean, Citrix has confirmed this. They said we have no further comment at this time, but we promise that they promised that they'll provide updates. As the register says, so was it the Iranians or not? What data was stolen? Is it too early to tell? Yeah, we don't know. I mean, but they're pointing out that Microsoft had this report last week that hundreds of companies had been hacked by Iranians. I think I talked about this on the show as well. So maybe that's connected to that. We don't really know. New week, which means new MongoDB database leaked, and with that, millions of email addresses, and phone numbers. I reported last week on that call identification app that had its MongoDB database just open on the internet, and this is now this is a new case with 809 million email addresses. Troy Hunt and Have I Been Pawned already incorporating the data, I think, and 196 gigabyte. Yeah, like this was like a email marketing company. In other words, spammers. So no wonder they didn't secure their MongoDB database. Although on the other hand, you don't want to give people this for free, right? When you're selling it, so yeah, so seems to happen a lot. Secure your fucking MongoDB databases, people. Pepper Johnny says they had a meeting with the North Koreans lately. Couldn't take him. Guess the Iranian hackers. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's for a while it was cool to be the North Koreans, right? Now it's kind of like the Russians the Russians are always in. Like the Iranians are newer thing, I guess. Maybe they want to vary it up because like attributing everything to the Russians seems to be a bit of a stretch as well. Then an interesting story, another security story about cars. So you will probably know that you can attack a lot of like keyless systems in cars by something called a replay attack, where you're hiding nearby with like an antenna, and when somebody opens his car, you catch like the radio burst that goes out with like the data. Sometimes it's encrypted, sometimes it's not, but often you can just like capture that and then replay that yourself to unlock the car. Now, there are companies that selling car alarms, a lot of them selling them, saying, well, if you have like our alarm system, then you're more protected, because like people can get into the car like this, but they can't. We have a special system, and you can they can't start your car and can't steal it. Esky says MongoDB without password invokes the image of the alarm clock from Groundhog Day. Always the same. It seems to be like the standard. Wasn't it even the standard for a while? I think it was, but that was quite a while ago. Anyway, yeah. So now the problem with these car alarm systems is, well, you have an app and you can use it on your phone. Guess what? Take a second and guess what the problem is now. Yes, of course, the app is not secure, and so Pentest partners have looked into alarm systems from a security company, from a manufacturer called Viper, and another one called Pandora Car. That's a stupid name. Like Pandora's Box, famous for opening. Wouldn't want to call your car alarm company that. I don't. MongoDB, it's still the insane default, isn't it? I hope not. I think, yeah, Pepper Johnny says, I think they changed it a while ago. I think so too. But some stuff might be old installations, and they might be open. They might have been open for years now. Anyway, so you can. So, I mean, as you would guess, you have an alarm system for your car, and you have an app, and then of course the app's unsecure because somebody left the MongoDB database open or some shit like that. And now you can break into the cars that way. Are you running Windows 10? If you are, you're one of 800 million. You are an owner of one of the 800 million devices. I nearly said 800 million people, but no, 800 million devices are now running Windows 10. Microsoft has announced this is, as far as I can tell, quite behind what they wanted to do. I think they wanted to have 1 billion, wasn't it almost a year ago or more than a year ago? So they're definitely behind, but looks like still a lot of people running Windows 10, even though it is a very widespread meme on the internet that people hate Windows 10, especially gamers. Personally, I have adapted. I can't even look at Windows 7 anymore. Like, that looks so crap. But yeah. So there's no way back. By the way, this Microsoft tweet is quite hilarious. If you have some time, this is a guy called Yusuf Mehdi, the corporate vice president for Modern Life and Devices Group at Microsoft, and the replies are just the replies are just funny. So if you have some time to kill, you might want to check those out. I found an interesting story, Heise reporting on this over the weekend, that in Germany, emergency services are now using an app called Emergency Eye, so if you call the, to be honest, I think, so this is a German app, right? And I don't really know how it works, but like how it technically works. It works this way. So you're calling the emergency services. You broke down or whatever. You have a problem. You need to get an emergency doctor or something. EMTs in, and they can then send you an SMS with a link, and if you click on that, it asks you for permission to use your device's camera, and then the guys in the emergency response center can see, can see what's going on. They can't only hear you, they can see you, and they say this has saved lives in the past. For example, when somebody broke down and called emergency services, they were able to give, like, he was at work and he had like he was collapsing. I think he had a heart attack or something, and they could then tell the co-workers how to reanimate him, and until the EMTs arrived. And you kind of need the camera for that, because you kind of need to see what's actually going on. The thing that just confuses me is how this works, like how this must be a website, right? Because they're sending you an SMS. You're not installing an app, and so I guess they use the browser. I mean, that would work, wouldn't it? And the interesting is the other interesting thing is this doesn't cost you anything. Like, not that that's like the main important point when you're like dying, but it kind of, I guess they use it over the emergency. I don't know how they track that. So just something interesting. I just thought I'll look into this. I really want to know how this works now, but I just wanted to let you know, because in case you're in Germany and you're calling emergency services and they want you to activate the camera on your phone, then you know that is legit and not some scam because somebody intercepted your emergency call or something. Nearly wrapping it up now, just some more Tesla news. Elon Musk in hot water with his investors. There are now Tesla investors suing Elon Musk because he's tweeting shit that isn't true. And he was already, I mean, I reported on this, and you will have probably heard this. I mean, he's been in hot water with the SEC. With the SEC, I mean, they've been, wasn't there even like they had him like retract tweets or something, or well, he definitely had to step down as CEO, but he still keeps tweeting, and he keeps tweeting things that are not like right. So here's one tweet where this is like a picture of a ship and lots of cars, and it says 4,000 Tesla cars loading in San Francisco for Europe. And then he tweeted, Tesla made 0 cars in 2011, but will make around 500K in 2019. Next tweet meant to say annualized production rate at the end of 2019, probably around 500K, i.e. 10K cars a week. Deliveries for years still estimated to be around 400K. And he just keeps doing this, and I don't know. You think he'd learned his lesson by now, right? But apparently he hasn't. Keeps tweeting. It's a bit like Donald Trump, except that he can get sued for that. And the last story I thought is something really interesting. Story on Golem here that Konami is building a skyscraper in Tokyo for esports, which it'll be 22,500 square meters of usable area. It'll be offices mostly, but there'll also be like a studio for live streaming and store for merchandising, and also like training facilities for esports teams, I guess. Pretty cool. It's gonna be called Konami Creative Center Ginza, KCC Ginza. So esports is big. It's a big thing that's coming, and I guess we'll get that in Europe soon as well. I don't know if we'll get full skyscrapers, but I think that's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. Finally, us nerds sitting in front of the computer all day can also claim that that's sport. Eski says about Elon Musk, he has a Twitter sitter that he must use, and in this case tweeted without clearing it with his Twitter sitter. Really? He has like a Twitter chaperone? That's hilarious. That's great. I love that. I hope I never have to. I never get, like, I tweet shit sometimes. I hope I never get to that position. But then I'm not running a major company. I mean, that's the downside of that. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll be back tomorrow with some more tech news. I hope you're doing good. I'm sorry for being a bit discombobulated today. That's what you get when potted plants fall on you in the middle of the night, and then I don't know, then the sound is low on the stream or whatever. And also I still have a hell of a lot to do today, so I guess I don't know. I'm in the rat race, you know how it is. Anyway, I hope you have a good day, a productive day, and I'll see you tomorrow for some tech news from Hamburg. I've been Fab. Have a nice Monday. Until tomorrow. Goodbye.